Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are joining us from today. How are you doing? Kiriba, how are you?
Well, I am good by the grace of God. Yes, things around us are overwhelming, but you know what? We stand strong.
You're going strong. You're going
Yes.
strong. You know, like the Bible says, they that wait on the Lord shall renew their strength.
Amen. And how have you been? Busy bee? This last week must have been, I know spiritually you're all pumped up. I know physically you might be tired. Would you like to say something about what happened last week?
Wow, what happened last week? So last week we had our Kingdom Culture Summit 2022.
Mhm.
It was amazing. There was a lot of there was a lot shared from a prophetic perspective.
Mhm.
We also had time of prayer, time in the Word. It was really an amazing atmosphere to be in.
Mhm. Mhm.
We also had time where we prayed for nations, but particularly for the United Kingdom as well.
Mhm. Mhm.
And it was a great time of worship. Yeah, literally, it was amazing. Now I was part of the staff that were making things happen, so I
Mhm.
was running up and down. But there were moments where I did sit down and just say, you know what,
Yeah, I mean,
let me
you were
tap
in
into
the
what God is saying.
atmosphere, and indirectly you were soaking in the atmosphere and the
Exactly.
and the 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 whole ambience of being in God's presence must have
Mm.
been amazing. Yes, I popped in and out. I couldn't give my 100%, but you know what? I can always do a catch up.
There you go. So
Yes.
yes, for anybody that wants to tune in or wants to catch up on it, you can do so via the Kingdom Culture YouTube page. And actually, as it turns out, there were other um, YouTube channels that were actually streaming the event.
Ooh, that's good publicity.
Which yes, it was good publicity because they have more followers on their
Mhm.
channels. So it was we tapped into a different,
different different environment, and you know what, you guys have been adding value to so many people globally,
That's it.
and nothing broken, and it is the grace that is upon your your I wouldn't use the word church, your gathering, because when people gather,
Mm.
and yes, the grace that is so freely given to you guys, it's amazing.
That's it. That's it. But yeah, so that was last week, and although it ended on Sunday, some of us were still busy with it yesterday, making
Hmm.
sure that our guests traveled back safely. So today was back to work. Today was day one of coming back to work.
I'm sure you got so much of catching up to do.
I have, but I was out and about as well because I had to deliver a workshop today on financial well-being
Oh,
in
how did that
Peckham,
go?
which was really good.
Well done, you.
So yeah, and I have a coaching session after this, so it's busy, busy, busy.
Yeah, and I have been out of action with my husband being just recovering from surgery. So I've been playing babysitting and mom sitting, wife sitting, and taking care. And it's a full-time job. For all those women out there who are caregivers, I salute you.
Mm,
It's a lot to take on. And
absolutely.
yeah, and I really thank God that caregivers are a blessing to the families and to the people that they are blessing, in their care. Don't underestimate. You are adding value to so many
Mm.
people.
Awesome, awesome. And oh, Isabel, it's good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Oh, she's.
Um, so there's some things happening with confidence culture. Because if you've been following us, we've mentioned that we want to start taking confidence culture conversations, workshop style, speaker style into churches, into women's ministries. Um, into communities where there are women who need to be empowered. We want to start doing that. And if you're watching today and you have a women's ministry, or you're part of a women's ministry, and you'd like us to come in and talk about confidence, talk about resilience, talk about styling, all these different things that we can bring in, or even just about daring to believe and stepping out into the fullness of all that God has called you to be. Honestly, send us a message. Let's have a conversation. If you're in Malaysia, get in touch, because there's some things happening behind the scenes, and
Yeah.
I'm expectant. I'm excited. I look forward to maybe sometime in 2023 jumping on a plane to go to Malaysia, because things are happening. The waters have been stirred. The waters have been
For
stirred.
those who don't know that I come from Malaysia, so there's a stirring going on with the women there, and they want to really embrace confidence in all areas of their lives, body, mind, and spirit. So Elizabeth and I, we are here. We are ready to help, to give you a hand and give our hands, give our souls, and to empower you in these areas, because we stand here empowered by God Almighty.
It's time to arise.
Yes.
It's time to arise. It's time to arise. So yeah, and actually, if you are watching this and you are one of the ladies who was on our Zoom session yesterday, please put a comment. Let's know that you're tapping into this as well. It would be great to hear from you. Be great to hear from you. And do you know what? It's interesting. I believe that we're in a season where God is enlarging our territory of influence.
Mhm, mhm.
And interestingly enough, something happened this evening or this afternoon, and I'm still trying to understand, like, how God made the connection happen. I literally had a call on my phone, and I didn't know the number, and my phone said it was from New York, and I
Ooh.
thought, oh, I don't know anybody in New York who's calling me. And the person on the other line said, I'm from such and such podcast or radio, and we would like to do an interview with you.
Oh.
And I thought, me? So honestly, God is opening doors. I remember when I started my business, and there was a question about visibility. How do you get visible? And I started doing things to get visible. And now I'm so amazed at the visibility that is happening. So if you're out there and you are pushing, 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 and saying, when is the break coming? I want to encourage you,
It is
keep
coming.
pushing that business, keep pushing that dream, because God is up to something. Something's about to happen.
Yeah. And
Right.
before you go on to the self-love, I shared something with Mark in the group yesterday and on One Rock leadership course, and I was talking about the prophetic word that is over my life about being on media. That prophetic word was like 25 years ago, and 25 years ago you would think, hey, what, going on television,
Mm.
media? I mean, I never imagined. But you know what, Elizabeth, because of your skills, your skills of being the queen of social media, queen of social media, queen of TikTok. But you know what? Today the word has come to pass, because we are on media, and it's reaching globally, and that prophetic word came to pass. So God is faithful. Keep
He is
pushing.
indeed. He is
Yes.
indeed. Sorry, I'm going to disappear for a minute because I need to put the power on my laptop.
Okay, not at all, not at all. Go ahead. And so there we go. For those who have a prophetic word that is still incubating and still waiting to happen, keep praying, keep asking, and keep thanking God that it will
Mm.
happen.
Yes, don't grow weary. Don't
Yeah.
grow weary. So let's go on to our topic of conversation for today: self love. Self love. Kirubai, do you want to open up?
Yes. So today I was thinking, what shall we speak about? What makes you confident enough to love yourself? And self-love is not selfish. Those out there, you need to love yourself first before you start loving someone else out there.
Mm-hmm.
So, to bring self-love into the prospect of how God sees us and how we see ourselves, and that can in turn to pour out our lives into someone else. It is very, very vital. So, three processes: how God sees us, how we see ourselves, and how we see someone else and we can touch their lives.
Mm.
You are worth it. So, self love is about realizing your worth in God and realizing yourself and
That's
pouring
it.
out that love to someone else because you are worth it. So,
Mm.
Elizabeth, we the world takes a self love in a very, very different perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it all stems down to the fact is who you are in Christ.
Okay. Okay.
And who you realizing your worth in Christ is what matters. So if you start loving yourself, you can, and not living for other people's opinions and approval, constantly asking someone's approval, then you do not love yourself. You do not see your worth in yourself, that you can add value to yourself and add
Mm.
value to someone else.
That's it.
So adding value is part of loving yourself because you need to add
Mm.
value.
You're absolutely right, Kiruban. It reminds me of, one of John Maxwell's 15 invaluable laws.
Yes.
In order to add value to, you have to value yourself in order to add value to others, or you have to be able to see the value in yourself and add value to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And be able to see that actually I am a person of value who brings value to others. That's so important. And sometimes when we talk about self-love, people think of it from the selfish perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there are people out there that take it to the extreme, and they are very selfish in that sense. But actually, just to I guess reiterate and to clarify, the perspective that we're bringing it from is being able to love yourself. Don't, not hating yourself, not, but being able to see the beauty in you, being able to see the goodness in you, being able to see the diamond in the midst of the dust, in the midst of the rough, being able to see that actually I carry something, I bring something to the table, and I love who I am. Because there are people that look in the mirror, oh, my nose is too big. Oh, my head is too big. Oh, my eyes are a bit funny. Oh, my lips are too big. And they there's nothing good that they have to say about themselves. It's almost like, ugh, I don't like this body I'm in. I don't love myself. And that's not right.
It's not right. Definitely not right. Definitely, definitely, definitely not right. What the world sees and what God sees is completely different.
Mm,
And I detest the fact that, no, I embrace some of the things that the world sees, but I completely detest the fact that it separates you from someone else. Being selfish, coming back to the word selfish, it's all about me, myself, and what I can get. That
mm,
is not self love,
mm,
that is selfish. And
mm,
this is a character flaw that lots of us can carry unconsciously. And so part of being having self love is, I'm going to bring in a little bit of my styling tips here. I hardly talk about it, but today I thought, I was thinking, taking care of yourself and this God given frame and body is very important.
mm,
God created me plus size for a purpose. I can diet, I can I can go hungry, I exercise, but this is my frame. He formed me in my mother's womb in this frame.
That's it.
Yeah. And yes, I need to honor this frame, take care of this frame, but I also empowering someone with this frame. So today with this frame and turning 60, I know somebody's birthday is coming up.
Sorry.
Somebody's birthday is coming up.
I wonder who.
You know? So, and for who I am and how I carry myself, I style myself, I'm empowering myself because I love myself, that someone else out there can say, oh, she is so and she carries herself with a lot of grace. And I want to emulate that. I'm encouraged to be looking like that. So you are role modeling all the time because you are God's chosen generation, a peculiar person. I've got a
Mhm.
peculiar taste and size. So be it. I can't change that. And I give thanks to God. So, ladies out there, don't you dare say like what Elizabeth says, I'm too fat, I'm too thin, I'm too dark, I'm
I'm
going
too
bald,
short. I'm
too
too
short,
tall.
I'm round. I mean, I don't have a good figure. All that is when you eh, embrace yourself, every other person will look at you with the lens of love.
Do you know what? They say that we train people to treat us. We train people to treat us the way they treat us.
Hmm.
So how you see yourself is how others are going to see you.
Exactly.
So if you see yourself from a negative perspective, without the self-love, without the loving of who you are,
Hmm.
then other people are going to see that.
Hmm.
So it's important for us to be able to shift that perspective or shift that viewpoint.
Hmm.
Tunji, thank you for joining us. Thank you for always supporting our Kingdom
Hi.
Culture conversations. so so yeah, it's important to see yourself from a perspective where you pour love on yourself, is what I'm going
Mhm.
to say. The Bible talks about love your neighbor as you love yourself. I can't love you if I don't love me. I can't love my neighbor effectively, biblically, if I don't love myself. And yes, you say you love people, but actually in the trueness of it, if we go down to the nitty-gritty, if you can't love yourself, how do you even know what love looks like to be able to offer love to the people around you?
Mhm.
And when we talk about self-love and confidence, when you love yourself, Kirubai, I love what you posted earlier on when you talked about there's an inner strength that rises up, there's an inner courage that rises up when you love yourself. Like, there are days where I will look in the mirror and I'll be so excited to see the person in the mirror. I'll be so excited, and on those days there's an extra spring in my step. Not that
Mhm.
there isn't always an extra spring, but those particular days when I look in the mirror and I speak to that beautiful lady that is looking back at me, and I tell her some amazing things about herself, I have the confidence, the boost. There's an inner strength that rises up on the inside of me, like I'm unstoppable. I'm a trailblazer. I'm going to go out and I'm going to take the world.
Yeah.
It
And
makes a difference.
Elizabeth, I've got to stop you here. That's what attracted me to you.
Oh,
That confidence. Because for those who do not know, I connected with Elizabeth on Facebook because I saw the way she was shining and showing up. I want to be like that young woman. I
mhm,
want to learn from her and be connected. And because of that connection, we are here together empowering others because I
absolutely.
saw the spark in her, the shine in
Absolutely.
her. So, don't take that shine from you. That is your DNA, that shine that God has given each one of us. Do not trade it for sorrow. Do not trade it for anything else, but give thanks for that shine is of God.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Sandy, good to see you. Thank you for joining us. If you are still on, hope you are. Um, so, so are we basically saying that if someone doesn't love themselves, they can't be confident? Is that what we're saying?
100%, 200%. It shows. It shows in your insecurities. When you're continuously asking for approval from someone else. Do I look okay? Is this dress fits me nicely? Or is this lipstick color lovely for me? Always seeking for someone else's approval.
Mm.
Mm, 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 mm.
Wow, interesting. Right. So if you're watching and you've got a question, or you've even got an experience that you don't mind sharing, right, around this idea of self-love and confidence, it would really be great to hear from you. Now, the other thing I'm going to bring into it is the idea of, like, you know how they say psychologically, like, power poses help us to be more confident. There's a lady who did a TED talk on it when this whole power pose thing came up. When and she's, one of the things she talks about is, like, before you go into an interview, do a power pose.
Mm.
Before you go into a situation where you would ordinarily be nervous, before you go to give a keynote speech, strike a pose. Strike a power pose.
Claiming territory.
You can say that, definitely, but it's when you strike a power pose, you don't there's a confidence that rises up on the inside of you. It does something to you. It does something to you. And as much as, like, some people might not agree with it, but try it every day. Give yourself 2 minutes. Strike a power pose. 2 minutes. Strike your power pose. Whatever it is, whether you want to be like, Usain Bolt and his, whatever it is, strike your power pose. 2 minutes. 2 minutes every day before you go out to face your day.
In front of the mirror, and work on that power pose.
Exactly. And when you're striking the pose, speak some lovely affirmations to yourself. Speak something beautiful over yourself. Don't look in the mirror
Oops.
and say,
Oops. Are we having... We lost you for a minute or two.
I think it's the self-love is coming out, the power posing.
I'm going to catch it. I'm going to catch it. I'm going to embrace it.
See, even my husband agrees. Yes, it really does something to you.
Yes.
So if you've never tried it before, try it. Now, let's bring in the idea of people who don't have self-love. What does that look like? How does someone know that they're in that place where they have no self-love?
A good question. Thought-provoking question. I think when we do not have that, it definitely translates in our decision making, our interaction with somebody, our disposition, our deportment, our dressing. It filters through everything, Elizabeth.
Wow. Interesting. Do you know what, Kirubai? I'm talking about, like, styling and bringing styling into this conversation. So there's this dress I have, right? And you probably know the dress I'm talking about. Not the mustard one, but not the other one that I have. And I remember when I got that dress, I put it on and I looked amazing. And I told myself, you look amazing, right? And we went for a friend's birthday, and everyone was like, wow, where did you get that dress? I love it. I love it. It's so amazing. It looks perfect on you. And it does. It looks like it was made just for me. I don't think there's any other dress like that in the world out there, but it was made just for me. And interestingly, like I put it on the other day, and someone said to me, I need that dress for my girlfriend. I was like, okay. But the bringing the idea of styling into it, because you mentioned styling earlier on, because for those that have joined us today that don't know, Maria, good to see you. Those that have joined us today, if you don't know, Kirubai is she's a transformation coach, but she brings the aspect of styling, and when she brings her styling into her coaching, my oh my, it makes a huge difference, because sometimes we don't realize that the clothes that we wear, how we present ourselves, can affect our confidence. And it also shows this idea of self-love. It's also very evident. I remember one time I was working in a call center, and I used to see a lot of people wearing black, and I'm like, why are you wearing black? And it's particularly like slightly bigger ladies, right? Ladies like me and Kirubai, right? And they were wearing black, and I'm like, why are you wearing black? Oh, it hides the curves. I'm like, what do you mean hides the curves? I love my color. Like, I love colors in my outfits. So I struggle to wear all black. I really do. But it was because they wanted to hide what to them was a defect in the way that they looked.
Because black actually talks about the way their heart is. Ladies, I am wearing black today, but I love my colors. I just love my color. I'm wearing a bright pink pants. I can't show you, but it's colors. Black actually shows the affairs of your heart is not in the right place.
Wow.
Because colors have meaning. Colors have meaning. So that is another topic on itself.
Yeah, maybe at some point we should talk about what colors exude confidence.
Yeah, we can
have that conversation. But I think, speaking to the woman out there that is struggling to even love herself, that is looking around for affirmation, looking to your children for affirmation, looking to the men around you for affirmation, we just want to let you know that you are beautiful. You are amazing. You are loved. You are unique. You are special. You are precious. There is so much that you have to bring to this world. There is so much that you carry. Myself and Kirubai, we're Christians. And one of our beliefs is that God created us, right? And this God does not create inferior beings. He created and he saw that it was beautiful.
It was good.
It was good.
Yes.
The Bible says, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. So there is nobody, no man or woman that's going to come and tell me otherwise. So I shouldn't tell myself otherwise, because I am beautiful. Whether the world likes it or not, I am beautiful. And some of us need to look in the mirror and tell ourselves that. Like, look in the mirror and just be really, like, I want to say be kind to yourself, but be harsh to the negative inner voice. Shut that voice out. And speak to the child that's on the inside of you. And speak some positive words, some words of affirmation. Affirm yourself. Don't look to others to affirm you. Look in the mirror and affirm yourself. That lady that is looking back at you needs affirmation.
Amen.
And it doesn't need to be from the men or the children around, but from within.
That's right. Elizabeth, this is I just got a very sobering thought. I just feel I need to share this.
Please do.
People who have gone through narcissistic relationships, one of the things that really affects them is that self-love, and trying to translate from that lack of confidence because somebody has poured rubbish over you.
Wow.
And I've worked with lots of narcissistic affected women. First thing, the confidence is broken.
Mm.
So the climb to becoming loving themselves, it is a painful journey.
Mm.
So for the women who are out there who have been affected by narcissistic behavior from partners, male or female, get in touch with us. We want to help you. You cannot be in that position
Mm.
because there is a way that you can come out, because I myself was affected by narcissism.
Mm.
So I know the feeling, and lots of women suffer from it. Lots of women suffer from it. So just a little bit of this narcissistic behavioral people. Keep away from them. You got to smell. If you find them, run a mile away because they are looking for praise in women to break you down,
Mm.
to crush you. And you are not born to be crushed. You are born you are born to fly high. You're born to be that woman who is executing beauty, fragrance, and love for yourself and others around you.
Mm.
So get in touch with me or Elizabeth if you are going through something like this and you don't want to share it with us openly. But you can always contact us on Facebook, or just a note. Pop a note. Pop a note.
Wow, I absolutely love that, Kiruba. You are not born to be crushed.
You're not.
You are not born to be crushed. I like to tell particularly women, because I've encountered some women who have a very low opinion of themselves,
Mhm.
and I like to remind them that, you're not inferior. You were not created inferior. So there's no need for you to take on an inferior garment or take on an inferior nature, because that is not who you were created to be. And absolutely, you are not born to be crushed. You are not born to be crushed. And the sad reality is that because of the things that we have been through, for power over us, to speak negative over us, and we start to take that as, we start to believe that that is the truth about who we are, but that is not the truth. That is not the truth. That is not the truth. Whatever negative stuff has been spoken over you to the point that you are struggling to see the beauty in yourself, that is not the truth. That is not the truth about you. That is not the truth about who you are. And you need to be able to see it for yourself. You need to be able to see the beauty for yourself. Sometimes it's hard. I remember one time speaking to a lovely young lady. She struggles with just seeing beauty in herself. And as I was talking to her, it broke my heart just hearing some of the things she had to say. And one of the things she mentioned to me, I challenged her. I said to her, can you think of 10 things that you love about yourself? 10 good things, 10 positive things. And if you're watching today, maybe that is something that you need to go and do. Just sit down, pen and paper, and write down 10 things about yourself that you love. And I challenged her to do that. And she looked at me and she was in tears, and she said, I can't even think of one thing. She said, I can't even think of one thing. And I remember looking right back at her and I said, okay, you're married, right? She said, yes. I said, what does your husband say about you? And she said, oh, he's always saying amazing things about me, but I'm struggling to believe him.
Mindset.
So sometimes you can hear all these things around you, and you can hear even us saying these things about you, but you need to be able to believe it for yourself. You need to be able to see the beauty that's on the inside of you. Stop being hard on yourself. Stop being difficult on yourself. Show yourself some love. Show yourself some love. See value in who you are, who you have been created to be, and show yourself some love. Show yourself some love.
You got
Don't
to
be
be
hard
your
on yourself.
own cheerleader. You have to cheer yourself. Got to be your
And
own
if it
cheerleader.
means patting yourself on the back,
That's right.
so be it.
That's right.
So be it. But it needs to be done. It needs to be done. And honestly, it will make such a huge difference to your confidence. When you start loving yourself, you start to see value in yourself. You start to realize that actually, I am made for this. Actually, I need to be in this room. You start to realize, hang on a minute, you can't speak to me that way.
You
You
own
start
that
to
room.
realize all these things.
You own that space. Work that room.
Hey, okay, yes, ma'am, I will work that room.
One of the things that sometimes when I personally, this is another fact that lots of women go through is their mood swings. Ovulation time, this is unavoidable when you feel so low. And I used to do this all the time when I felt, it was the time of the month. I will go open up my wardrobe and I'll start getting dressed, putting on my clothes, parading in front of the mirror, having my own catwalk. Then immediately I feel, wow, I feel good. I feel good. Sometimes it's just playing, what shall I say? Playing with yourself, playing with yourself, having fun with yourself. Because you love yourself, you have fun with yourself. So I turn to my clothes and some makeup. Now with our handphones having photographs, you can just photograph yourself and then just making yourself feel good, or going for some pedicure and manicure or spa. But you know what? This you can do it under the roof, under your own roof. You don't have to go out of your room. Just use some lovely clothes, some perfume. This is
There
all
you go.
pampering. Why not?
Self-love doesn't have to be expensive.
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be expensive.
It doesn't have to be expensive. Yes.
So don't wait till you get a
Money.
certain amount of money
Yeah.
before you show yourself some love.
Mhm.
Don't wait till the next paycheck
Yeah.
before you show yourself some love.
Mhm.
Today, right now, you can show yourself some love.
So, like what you said today, maybe walk into your living room, put a basin of hot water, put some bubbles, and soak your legs. After a tired days of work, soak your leg. You will feel invigorated. Little ways showing self-love.
I like that. I like that. Right. If you are watching, and there's something that we've said that maybe has touched a spot for you, feel free to get in touch with us. And if you've got a question or a comment, please pop it in the comments. Yeah, I think this self-love conversation is very, very important. And I think more so particularly for us women, because I think there's a lot of women out there that struggle with it. There's a lot of women out there that look for affirmation from the people and the things around them, that they forget to see the beauty for themselves. So it's important to have conversations like this, and like I said, if it's something that you struggle with, you can sit down and just write down some things you love about you. Explore it. And if you're not sure, right? If you're struggling, find some people that are close to you
Ask.
and just ask them. And just ask them. See what they say. I did that with a client sometime last year. Because she can be difficult, she can be hard on herself sometimes. And I said to her, I said, go and speak to the people who are closest to you. Find about 5 people and just ask them. And the response she got was so overwhelming. And she was saddened at the fact that she wasn't seeing this in herself because she was being hard on herself to be perfect. So honestly, it's not about perfection. It really isn't. It's not about perfection, but it's about learning to embrace who you are, being comfortable as you, because you don't want to be anybody else. Be you.
Be
The
you.
world doesn't need another Elizabeth or another Kirubai. No, it needs you.
Becoming you.
It needs you to show up and shine.
Yeah. It's a journey.
We
It's
all
journey.
need to.
Don't beat up yourself. It is a journey. Don't
But
beat
when you start to love yourself, you will start to see your confidence growing.
Mm-hmm.
Your posture will change. Your
Mm-hmm.
mannerisms will change. You won't be walking around with your head down like that. No, you will have a spring in your step, girl.
Mm-hmm.
You will. Try it. Try it. If it doesn't work, give me a call. Give me a call. I'll give you a refund. but seriously, try it. Absolutely.
Talking
It-
about deportment, wearing high heels helps your posture.
yes, ma'am.
And, I mean, wedges are good enough, but, when you're talking about having that stride that says, hey, here I am, a woman of power, a little heel
Interesting.
actually helps.
Interesting. It's interesting because as you're saying that, there's a picture I remember, and I'll send it to you, Kirubai, after we finish. But there's a picture I have on my phone. This is from years and years and years ago. Um, One time I went shopping and I had lost weight, and so I was like, oh, I need to get some fitting dresses. And there was this black peplum dress I bought. And it was, yeah, it was nice. And I remember I then got some heels, and I just put these heels on this dress, and I was like, girl, you've arrived. I was
Amen.
loving it. And you know what? We all need to get to that place where we love on ourselves.
Yeah.
But buy yourself something nice. It doesn't have to be expensive.
Mhm.
Something nice. That dress I was talking about from before, it wasn't expensive. In fact, people thought it was expensive because it looked expensive, but it wasn't. It was quite cheap. So buy yourself something nice, and just enjoy.
Oh, yeah, you don't have to buy designer, you can still look good with high streets brands, and
But
you
like
just
Kirubai said earlier on, you can just go into your wardrobe
Mhm,
and find something.
mhm.
Find something that you love to wear. Put it
Uh-huh.
on, look in the mirror, do a twirl, whatever it is. Just love on yourself, because it will help you to be more confident. And while you're doing it, just strike that pose.
And take a picture.
Yeah.
And I mean, Elizabeth, a thought just came. Maybe we should start a group,
Okay.
and women can post pictures, something to think about. They can post whatever they want, but it's going to be a private group. Something to think about. We want to reach out to more people globally, and to really want to know what's sticking, what's going on in their minds, so
Mm.
that we can be of help. This is not for fun, because we can spend this 1 hour having time with our family, having a meal together. Elizabeth can, spend time with Janaya. I know 1 week she must have not seen Janaya or spent time with her husband. But you know what? We want to empower you. We want to be here for you. I felt sad last week. Oh, we couldn't do confidence culture conversation, but we both were very otherwise occupied. It was something very, very important for Elizabeth and for myself. But today we are here, settled everything else, but you are our priority.
That's it. That's it. Absolutely. Now, Kirubai, we have to bring this to a close.
Yes,
sadly.
I know you're the busy bee.
I am
need-
the busy bee, she
You need
says.
some time. You just need some time to recoup and then go on with your next call. Yes.
Do you have anything, any events coming up, Kirubai?
Oh no, actually, I think I have kind of slowed down this season because of home affairs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've just taken it a little slower. But Elizabeth, you have Tunji's I saw it today, book
writing.
book writing. Yeah. It's sad that
We have that, and I
yes.
also have something coming up as well, actually.
Okay, talk about it. Come on.
Which I should bring you on board for that, actually. So I've got an event coming up. Let me see if I can put it on the screen. So as we prepare to end 2022 and go into 2023, what are the visions and the dreams that God has placed on your heart? What is that thing that you need to accomplish? So as we prepare to go to cross over into 2023, it's time to start planning. It's time to sit down and come up with your plan to execute your dream, to make your dream a reality. So I'm going to be holding I've called it a Dream Confidence Masterclass. I've done this before, and I'm going to be doing it again. And it's going to be on 13th of December, which I think will be a Tuesday. It'll be at 8 p.m. And it's £37 only to register. And you can register via Eventbrite. You don't have to be just in the UK. You can be anywhere around the world to join it. It will be held via Zoom. And literally, we're going to be talking around sort of mindset, around your vision.
We lost her. Can't hear.
I don't know what happened there, but we are here. We're back here. So do join me if you want details. I'll put details up on my social media. I haven't yet necessarily shared it because I've been so busy. But yes, Dream Confidence Masterclass, and that's really to help you get into that place where you have a plan of how to execute your dream, because your dream is not just going to become a reality. There is something that you have to do. There's intentional action that you have to take, and I want to help you to start getting ready, to start getting the confidence that you need to step up and run with that dream. So that's really it from me. For more information, just send me a message.
If you fail to have a plan, your plans will fail. So realizing your dream is actually having a plan for next year, 2023.
Honestly, because do you know what I keep saying? When the year is starting, I keep telling myself, I don't want the year to end and I'm at the same place I was at. And even now, I look back at when the 2022 started and I look at where I am, and so much has happened. So many things have shifted, but that was because we took intentional action. So if we don't have a plan to take intentional action, then the dreams are not going to become a reality. The vision is not going to come to pass. There's something we must be doing. So that's really what the masterclass will be about.
Well done. Well done. I mean, I'm proud of you, Elizabeth, for putting this program into plan. And I've already come to a mode where I want to just take it easy because I am planning on the background, working something, a plan. And proud of you. Thank you for motivating me to don't lag behind. Do
Don't
the
worry, I'm not leaving you behind. I'm pulling you along. We're going together. We're going together. So thank you everyone for tuning in today. Please help us share the link, invite other people to watch. If you know a woman who is struggling with self-love, self-esteem, struggling with her confidence, please share this video with her. And if you watch this later, please put a comment. Please put a comment so we can know who's engaging with the videos and just who's finding this really helpful. And if you don't want to leave a comment, you can send us a private message. We would love to hear from you. We would love to hear from you. So I think that's enough from us. We will say God bless you. Enjoy
God
the
bless
rest of
you
your day.
and have a good week ahead of you. Bye-bye for now. Okay, darling.